Every day we are seeing articles that speculate where Bitcoin is going to go. There's articles saying it's going to shoot up in price. There's articles saying that it's going to go down to zero and it will be worthless. But what I would like to do in this video is talk about the cost of mining Bitcoin. I came across this infographic, and don't take this too seriously because this infographic doesn't really give you any information. It doesn't tell you when this was created. It doesn't tell you the difficulty level. It doesn't tell you the electricity rate that they use for each country. But I did think it'd be an interesting talking point. So there's a lot of different countries listed here, and this is the cost to mine one Bitcoin based on the average electricity rate per country. But it doesn't say what the average rate is for each country, and it doesn't say the difficulty level. Now that's important because when the price of Bitcoin goes down, the difficulty will adjust. People pull out of the race, so to speak. But yeah, let's forget that and just let's look at some of the values here. You can see that in most of Europe here, you've got Ireland here at $11,000. You've got Spain at 11,000. Sweden is actually down at 4,746. Switzerland is at, kind of in between at 7,494. You've got Singapore there at 5,900. Serbia at only $3,133. Now, it is important to remember that right now, when I record this video, Bitcoin is sitting just a little over $3,500. What that means that it means that anyone who is in a country where the cost of mining Bitcoin is less than $3,500, they should, in theory, be mining. But if we rewind 1 year ago, when Bitcoin was at the $20,000 mark, at $20,000, pretty much every country here should be mining Bitcoin. Even countries where it's $17,000, Germany there at $14,000, Denmark $14,000. There's a lot of other countries like that with very high electricity rates. South Korea $26,000. Wow, they must be paying a ridiculous amount for electricity. Now, when you're in a bull run and Bitcoin is very high, what the electricity does is just simply change how much someone makes from mining Bitcoin. And you can see here, Belgium $13,000, but someone in Belarus will only be paying $2,177. And those countries aren't too far away from each other. You've got Bangladesh there at $2,379. If we assume that these prices are correct, forgetting about difficulty and all that, if we assume that those prices are correct, and we assume that the price of Bitcoin is going to stay at $3,500 for the foreseeable future, then you can see that the number of countries where it actually makes sense to mine Bitcoin is quite limited. You've got Belarus there at $2,177, so in theory they would make about $1,300 there, roughly. Bangladesh would make about $1,100 there from mining one Bitcoin. But most countries, they just can't afford to mine Bitcoin. China $3,172, and those guys over in China are leading the way as far as mining goes. But you can see there's a lot of cheaper countries there. Myanmar, former Burma, just under $2,000 there. Very, very low. Look at this, Venezuela $531. That is insane. So yeah, I'll leave a link to this. Check it out. Again, this isn't gospel. The infographic doesn't really tell you as far as when the snapshot was taken and all that. But it is an interesting talking point, and it is a constant reminder that when it comes to mining, you have to look at electricity costs. And really, it kind of is a race to the bottom in many ways. If you are in somewhere like United States, well, the electricity costs are quite low, $4,758. That's less than half than what it is in Europe. But even then, right now, it wouldn't make any sense to mine in the United States, because in China they can still make a little bit of money, but in the United States they can't. But what can happen is that when the price drops, when the price of Bitcoin drops, a lot of people in countries that were mining previously, that were making a profit, they no longer mine, they switch off their machines, and then the difficulty adjusts. But it's not as black and white as that. You know, there's a lot of things to consider and all that. But I thought this was interesting to share, because a lot of these articles are talking about speculation, they're talking about news and all that. But from the mining side of things, what we'll maybe see is that people who have Bitcoin mining setups in particular countries that were profitable before, for example, the United States, what you might see is that those who are serious about mining and they want to continue mining Bitcoin and other coins, they might move their operations to another country. It could be China, it could be somewhere like Belarus, or it could be Myanmar. They want to go to a country where the electricity costs are low. And again, this is only a guide. I don't think it's Canada listed here. Yeah, Canada, Ontario, $3,965. But there's a lot of areas in Canada, and again, this is the average cost. There's a lot of areas in Canada where the electricity rates will be much lower than that. That's the average, and that takes into account cities and all that. But there's a lot of areas around oil-rich areas and gas-rich areas where the electricity rates are very low. So it would probably make more sense for people in the United States to probably move operations to Canada rather than China. But we'll see what happens. Yeah. So when you're looking at all these articles, when you're looking at all the different factors as far as price goes, manipulation and news and all these, you know, there's a lot of crap in the news, and you have to kind of, you know, disregard the vast majority of it, to be honest. But it's important to remember that one of the most influential factors as to what the price of Bitcoin is, certainly from the mining side, is the cost of mining it, and it will affect what happens in the future. It's one factor, but it's certainly a major factor. I'll leave a link to this, guys. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and you know what this brings to mind. I think this is an interesting talking point. So yeah, leave a comment below, and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.